Your eyes have been starving, and nobody told you what they actually need to survive. Right now, as you read this, millions of people over 50 are losing their vision, slowly, quietly, and most of them have no idea it's happening until it's too late to stop it. They were told to eat carrots. They listened. They ate the carrots, and their eyes still got worse. Here's what nobody in that conversation ever told them. Carrots alone don't work, not even close. And the reason why has been sitting in nutrition research for over 2 decades. The problem isn't what you're eating. It's what your body can't do with what you're eating. And there's one tiny seed, you probably have it in your kitchen right now, that changes everything about how your eyes absorb nutrients, fight damage, and stay sharp as you get older. I'm going to show you exactly what it is. But first, I need to show you what's actually happening inside your eyes right now. Because once you understand that, everything else will make perfect sense. Stay with me here, because what I'm about to explain is the part most health videos skip entirely, and it's the most important part. Your retina is one of the most metabolically active tissues in your entire body. What that means is this: it burns energy fast. It works constantly. Even when you sleep, your eyes are doing maintenance, cleaning out cellular debris, repairing tiny amounts of daily damage, rebuilding the protective layers that keep your central vision sharp. To do that work, your retina needs a very specific set of nutrients: antioxidants to fight off cellular damage, healthy fats to keep the surrounding tissue supple and well lubricated, minerals like zinc to help the body actually use those antioxidants, and 2 very specific plant compounds called lutein and zeaxanthin, which physically deposit themselves into the macula, that's the center of your retina, and act like a built-in filter against harmful light. Most people get some of these things, a little vitamin A here, some zinc there. But here's the problem that almost no one talks about. Vitamin A, the nutrient everyone credits to carrots, is fat-soluble. That means your body cannot absorb it without fat present in the same meal. If you eat a carrot by itself, or with a fat-free dressing, or in a low-fat diet, your body processes most of that beta-carotene and sends it right back out. You got almost none of the benefit you thought you were getting. That is not a myth. That is basic human physiology. Fat-soluble vitamins require dietary fat for absorption, period. And this is exactly where that tiny seed enters the picture. I want you to stay right here, because what I'm about to tell you isn't just about one seed. It's about a mechanism that most people have never been taught. A mechanism that could change how your eyes age from this point forward. The seed I'm talking about is flaxseed. Small, brown or gold, inexpensive, and for most people, completely underestimated. Now, before we go any further, I want to be honest with you. No seed can reverse a cataract. No food will eliminate your need for reading glasses if you've had them for years. If your doctor has prescribed eye drops for glaucoma or a serious infection, please keep taking them. What I'm talking about today is something different. Something the research calls prevention, protection, and slowing the progression of damage. And the science behind that is remarkably strong. Flaxseed is one of the richest plant-based sources of omega-3 fatty acids in the world, specifically a form called ALA, which your body can convert in part into the longer-chain omega-3s that your eye tissue genuinely craves. These fats do something most people never consider. They feed the meibomian glands. You probably don't know what those are. Almost nobody does. But they matter more to your vision than almost anything else. The meibomian glands are tiny oil-producing glands that line the inside edge of your eyelids. Their entire job is to produce a thin, oily film that floats on top of your tear layer. That film is what keeps your eyes from drying out. It's what keeps the surface of your eye smooth enough to focus light cleanly. When those glands don't work well, when the oil they produce is too thick or not enough of it gets made, the tear film breaks down. Your vision gets blurry. Your eyes burn. They water. They itch. You're reaching for artificial teardrops every few hours. That condition is called dry eye syndrome, and it affects the majority of adults over 50. Here's what the research shows.
Multiple clinical studies, including a significant review published through the National Institutes of Health, have confirmed that omega-3 fatty acid supplementation improves the quality of the oil produced by those meibomian glands. Better oil, better tear film, fewer symptoms, more comfortable, clearer vision throughout the day. And flaxseed delivers those omega-3s in a form that's easy, affordable, and completely natural. But that's only the first layer of what this seed does for your eyes. And honestly, it's not even the most impressive part. The next part is about something that happens inside the retina itself. Something that took researchers over a decade to fully understand. Keep watching. Inside the back of your eye, sitting in the very center of your retina, is a structure called the macula. The macula is responsible for your central vision, your ability to read, to recognize faces, to see fine detail. It's the most important piece of visual real estate in your entire body, and it is constantly under attack. Every time you look at a bright screen, step outside on a sunny day, or even just sit under fluorescent lights, high-energy light waves are bombarding your retinal cells and generating what scientists call oxidative stress. Think of oxidative stress like rust. It forms slowly, silently, over years and decades, and it degrades the delicate cells of your macula in a process that eventually leads to age-related macular degeneration, one of the leading causes of irreversible vision loss in people over 60. Now here is where the story gets genuinely interesting. Flaxseed is rich in vitamin E, a powerful antioxidant that, along with other compounds in the seed, works directly against that oxidative rust process. Vitamin E neutralizes the unstable molecules that would otherwise shred your retinal cells over time. It doesn't reverse damage that's already been done, but it slows the damage that's coming. And at 50, 60, 70 years old, slowing that damage is one of the most valuable things you can do. The most authoritative nutrition and eye health research ever conducted, called the AREDS and AREDS-2 studies, funded by the National Eye Institute, identified vitamin E and zinc as two of the core nutrients that can meaningfully slow the progression of age-related macular degeneration. Not cure it, slow it. Protect what you still have. And those nutrients are present in flaxseed. But the story doesn't stop there, because flaxseed does one more thing that almost no mainstream eye health conversation ever mentions. It helps your body unlock the nutrients in everything else you're eating. Remember what I told you earlier about fat-soluble vitamins? Here's where it becomes practical.
When you eat carrots or sweet potatoes or leafy greens, all of which contain vision-supporting carotenoids like beta-carotene, lutein, and zeaxanthin, your body needs fat to absorb those compounds. Without fat present, you absorb a fraction of what those foods contain, sometimes as little as 10 or 15%. Add flaxseed to that same meal, and you've just created the conditions your gut needs to absorb those nutrients properly. Your carrots now work better. Your spinach delivers more lutein to your macula. Your body gets what it was always trying to give your eyes. That's not magic. That's biology. And it's the reason why two people can eat the exact same healthy diet and get completely different results. One of them is unknowingly creating the conditions for proper nutrient absorption. The other isn't. I want to give you something practical before we go further. Something you can actually do today. But first, let me tell you about one more hidden danger. Something that most eye health videos completely ignore. There is another enemy your eyes face every single day that most people have completely underestimated. And no, it is not just screens. It's inflammation. Chronic, low-grade inflammation is now recognized by researchers as one of the primary drivers of age-related eye diseases. It damages the tiny blood vessels that feed your retina. It accelerates the breakdown of the macula. It thickens the oil in your meibomian glands and worsens dry eye. And most people over 50 are living with significant levels of this kind of inflammation and have no idea. Omega-3 fatty acids, the kind found in flaxseed, are some of the most well-studied natural anti-inflammatory compounds that exist. The American Academy of Ophthalmology, along with multiple peer-reviewed sources, recognizes dietary omega-3 intake as a component of preventive eye care.
Not a replacement for medical treatment, a component of protection. When you reduce systemic inflammation, you take pressure off every system in your body, including your eyes. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. This all sounds great, but how much flaxseed are we actually talking about? Is this something complicated? Expensive? Not at all. That's actually one of the most important things about this. You don't need supplements. You don't need capsules. You don't need anything that costs $50 a bottle. 1 to 2 tablespoons of ground flaxseed a day is the amount consistently used in the clinical research. That's it, a small amount. The kind you can stir into yogurt, blend into a smoothie, sprinkle over oatmeal, or mix into a salad dressing. Ground flaxseed, not whole. This matters. Whole flax seeds pass through your digestive system largely intact. Your body doesn't break them down efficiently. When you grind them, you break open the outer shell and make the nutrients inside bioavailable, meaning your body can actually access and use them. You can buy pre-ground flaxseed, sometimes labeled as milled flaxseed, or buy whole seeds and grind them yourself in a small spice grinder. Store them in the refrigerator after grinding, because the healthy fats inside can go rancid quickly at room temperature. Fresh, properly stored flaxseed should have a mild, slightly nutty smell. If it smells sharp or off, it has oxidized and lost much of its value. And now, before I wrap up, I want to address something that comes up whenever I talk about this topic, because there are a few things I want to make absolutely clear. This next part is something most health content creators skip. They skip it because it makes the story more complicated. But you deserve the full picture. Flaxseed is not a cure. I want to say that again clearly. It is not going to reverse cataracts, which are caused by the physical clouding of the lens inside your eye. It is not going to lower the pressure in your eye if you have glaucoma. That requires specific medicated drops that perform a precise physiological function that no food can replicate. It is not going to change the physical shape of your eye or eliminate a prescription for glasses. What it does is work at the cellular level. It protects. It supports. It reduces one of the key mechanisms that accelerates how fast your eyes age, and for many people, particularly those in the early to middle stages of macular changes or those suffering from chronic dry eye, that protection is genuinely significant. There are also a few cautions worth knowing. Omega-3 fatty acids can have a mild blood-thinning effect at high doses. If you are currently taking blood thinners or anticoagulant medications, speak to your doctor before significantly increasing your flaxseed intake.
This is not a reason to avoid it entirely, but it is a conversation worth having. Flaxseed is also calorie-dense. 2 tablespoons contain roughly 75 to 80 calories, mostly from healthy fat. If you're watching your total caloric intake, factor that in. It's not a problem. It's just good to know. And if you have digestive sensitivity, start with a smaller amount and increase gradually. Some people experience bloating initially when they add ground flaxseed to their diet, particularly if they are not used to high-fiber foods. Now let's talk about what an actual eye-protective approach looks like when you put it all together. Because flaxseed works best not in isolation, but as part of a pattern. You want your diet to consistently deliver lutein and zeaxanthin. The foods highest in these compounds are dark leafy greens like kale, spinach, and collard greens, along with egg yolks and corn. Pair those foods with a small amount of healthy fat, your ground flaxseed, a drizzle of olive oil, half an avocado, and your absorption of those retina-protecting compounds increases dramatically. You want zinc in your diet. Zinc is the mineral that actually helps your body transport vitamin A from your liver to your retina. Without adequate zinc, the vitamin A you consume never fully reaches where it's needed. Pumpkin seeds are an excellent source of zinc. So are hemp seeds, which also happen to contain a different ratio of omega-3s and omega-6s that complements what flaxseed provides. You want vitamin C. Citrus, bell peppers, and broccoli. Vitamin C works synergistically with vitamin E. When vitamin E neutralizes a damaging free radical, it becomes oxidized itself. Vitamin C regenerates it. They work in tandem. Together, they provide a more durable antioxidant shield in your retinal tissue than either one provides alone. And you want to reduce the things that accelerate eye aging. Smoking remains the single strongest lifestyle risk factor for macular degeneration. Uncontrolled blood sugar damages the tiny blood vessels of the retina in a condition called diabetic retinopathy. Chronic sleep deprivation reduces your body's ability to perform the overnight cellular repair your eyes depend on. Nutrition is one lever, an important one. But it works best when you're also pulling the other levers at the same time. There's one last thing I want to leave you with, and it's something that I think is the most overlooked idea in all of eye health. Listen carefully. The eye is not a separate organ. It is connected to everything. The same inflammation that damages your joints damages your retinal blood vessels. The same metabolic disruption that creates cardiovascular risk also creates risk for your optic nerve. The same nutritional deficiencies that weaken your immune system also weaken the cellular defenses inside your eyes. When researchers study the diets of people who age with the sharpest vision, they do not find one magic food. They find a pattern. Consistent intake of anti-inflammatory fats, generous amounts of colorful vegetables eaten with fat present for absorption, adequate zinc and vitamin C, minimal processed food and refined sugar. Regular physical activity that keeps blood circulation strong, including the circulation to the tiny vessels feeding your retina. Flaxseed fits naturally into that pattern. It's not the hero of the story, but it is one of the most underappreciated, underused, and underpriced tools available to anyone who wants to protect their vision for the years ahead. You have been eating carrots for decades, And carrots are fine. Carrots are good. But now you know the truth about what your eyes actually need to use what you give them.
You know about the meibomian glands and why your tear film matters. You know about oxidative stress and what it does to your macula over time. You know about fat-soluble nutrients and why how you eat matters just as much as what you eat. That is not a small thing. That is a shift in understanding that most people never get. Most people wait until the vision loss is visible before they start asking questions. By that point, some of the damage is irreversible. You are asking the questions now, and that is exactly when the answers matter most. Your eyes have been working their entire life for you, every single day, without complaint, without asking for anything. They deserve better than the half measure of a carrot and a hope. They deserve the full picture. Now you have it.